My name is Julie Nelson. I have a company called Meeting Muse. We focus on corporate events and incentive trips, and I've had my company for about 10 years now. Gosh, I haven't been tracking it. I'm in growth mode right now for my company. Yes, been married for 22 years. I have a 21-year-old and I have an 18-year-old. One's in college and one is graduating this year from high school. My whole background is in the hospitality industry. I fell in love with the hotel business at a young age, was a manager in the hotel industry, and then got married, had kids, and decided I needed to step away and raise my kids. So for a long portion of my life, I was raising my kids, but I also needed something else to fulfill my time and my passion. And so I was freelancing to some different meeting and event planning companies, and over time eventually grew my own business, and always thought that once I raised my kids, once my job there was not done but easier. I don't think our job's ever done raising kids, but once it became a possibility for me to free myself up as far as time goes, I always wanted to grow my own business. I have a passion for serving, I have a passion for making things go right, and I also have a passion for leadership and helping other people grow. So with Meeting Muse, with my passion there, I'm just really looking forward to helping other people grow in wanting to make things go right and serve others from the heart. Specialize in corporate incentive trips, and we also specialize in corporate conference. So symposium, conference, user conference, there's all kinds of terminology for it, but basically it's a gathering of people generally funded by a company or corporate. We've done some for-profit groups, but overall corporate incentive trips and conference, board retreats, that kind of thing. That's the funny thing, Tildy, is I didn't launch Meeting Muse. It wasn't one day, we're open. I have had my big toe in the water for quite some time with Meeting Muse because I had opportunity come my way while my children were small. I didn't want to pass the opportunity up, so I put my big toe in the water. So I kept Meeting Muse at a certain level that I could maintain my own business, and then, you know, once my kids were older and young adults, then I would really go into growth mode. So I've been launching this thing for a long time. It wasn't one day we opened up shop, but it was something that I was able to build a reputation in the city of Dallas while the kids were little, while they were growing, while I could still go to school and give them cupcakes for their birthday or whatnot and still run a business. So the transition for me may have been different for others because it was very gradual growing this business. And when I say I've had my business for 10 years, I really have. And you think I'd have a bigger business at this point, but I've put a ceiling on my own growth because my family's been more important than my business. And now I can put that effort into my business and know I'm going to be able to grow it wholeheartedly. I think the consequence would have been if I didn't put my big toe in the water and try something to pursue my own personal passions while the kids were little. I think that I would have become complacent and maybe unhappy at home. And I think that I would have missed the opportunity to do other things that are great, that are outside of the home. I realized by putting my big toe in the water that I could do more than just being at home. But I also had control of it because it was my destiny. If a client called me and asked me to do something, I could decline it. I wasn't told that I have to do it. And that was the important thing for me. And that's why I think I became this accidental entrepreneur, is because I realized being an entrepreneur, I had control of what I wanted to do versus what somebody else wanted me to do. And that worked best for our family. I think working from home in a home office environment, especially to have a daughter, my daughter and son, but especially to have a daughter watch her mom be able to run the household and also run a business at the same time, hopefully will give her the idea that she can do the same, and that it's a choice, that she may or may not want to do that. She may want to not do that and just stay home full time, depending on what she felt from it. But I definitely think she benefited from seeing her female role model in the home working for the family as well. They definitely reaped the benefits of it as far as going on vacation and going to summer camp and those kinds of things that they wouldn't be able to do if I had not taken on any supplemental income for the family. So I think it's been really positive for my kids to see me. At one point in life when they were younger, all they wanted to do was buy me a new computer because they thought that that was most important in my life because I was always on that computer. But now my daughter is grown in college, and she had the opportunity to be mentored by me in a job. While she was in high school, she was able to work for my event planning company and be mentored by the people that work with me as well, and has really good springboard for life because she was able to be lovingly mentored by somebody that's actually her mother and the people that work for her mother. And I think that's incredibly valuable. She has more experience now than some of her peers will ever have. And once she graduates college, she will have bigger opportunities, I feel, just because she's had the work experience in the home and outside of the home. When you ask who has inspired me the most, that's a hard question. I am so inspired by everyone I meet. Whatever lifestyle somebody has, I just think people are fascinating. Talking to somebody on an airplane next to you, or talking to somebody that lives down the street, talking to somebody that owns a huge corporation. I think people in general are so inspiring, and I really can't pinpoint one person that's driven me to do what I do. It's our community. It's everybody out there. I think my proudest achievement really is being married over 20 years, having true grown children, and running a entrepreneurial business in the middle of it. Being married for 20 years is quite an accomplishment, and having two confident adult children that are going to succeed out there in the world is just so gratifying. I couldn't be more proud of that. What motivates me is the ability to have unique experiences. And unique experiences create memories for me. And I think doing what I do for a living creates unique experiences for my clients and their attendees or their employees if they're on an incentive trip. So it's great to give my passion to this type of work and create unique experiences for others, because that's really what motivates me in my own personal life. Going out and having a really great, unique experience, traveling, those type of things. One of my biggest life lessons is if you don't make a decision for yourself, someone or something will make it for you. So don't get too comfortable with where you are. The comfort zone can be very comfy, but also very limiting. And again, if you don't make a decision for yourself, when you have a talent, when you have clear ability to do something, somebody else is going to make the decision for you, whether you want it or not. So you just need to lean forward and move into the next direction that you really need to be pointed to. Fear or not, you just need to leap. I think that I may have grown up with a generation of maybe leaders that thought that they needed to be limited to certain things. And I think I grew up watching that. And I think that I realized that it's just a choice, that we get to choose who we want to be. And I think that was a big shift in my life, is when I realized really I am who I choose to believe I am. And I think that was, the biggest aha moment in my life is to not pattern after, but actually create my own experience. I think in my business, it's feast or famine. You have a lot on the books, and then it slows down. You have your slow times. So for me to stay balanced, when I'm going 24/7, I have to go 24/7, but I also have to realize that I can schedule a quick massage or go meditate real quick or do those things. It's really important to have some of that balance in the 24/7, but I also definitely schedule in many vacations with my spouse, with my family, or just by myself to stay balanced. I have learned in life that eating right and getting exercise is crucial to being an entrepreneur. The whole mind-body connection doesn't operate very well unless you're taking care of this temple. So I think staying balanced really starts with eating right every day and exercising, and then taking care of yourself as much as possible with the time you have. When I hear the phrase, the power of women, I had a hard time with that question, because in my career, I have really worked with a lot of males. I preferred it because I felt like it was drama-free. I could get things done quicker without a lot of talking about it. But the older I get, I realize that the power of women is really amazing. I realize that the power of women is not about what I witnessed or experienced in a high school environment. I realized that it's a loving community of people where I feel my guard can be down. And that's an amazing experience when you're growing a business, to keep your guard down and allow yourself to be vulnerable with a group of women that all want something fabulous for you and one another. And I think we're really good thinkers and doers, you know? I think that women have the ability to empathize a little bit more, and I think empathy is a very important business tool. And I think that females have a really innate power to empathize and touch emotion a little bit more. And I think that has a really big impact on business. That's very clear. I want my legacy to be to other younger women out there that you can have it all, but you can't have it all at once. And that's okay. Coming from raising children and slowly growing a business, and now finally, really growing this business, I've realized I can have it all. I just needed to put it on hold and do it slowly. And I have a lot of people coming to me now, kind of just out of the blue, telling me that I've been their inspiration, that They've watched me, raise my family and see me succeed along the way, and, that type of thing. And that's really been rewarding. So I really want that to be my legacy, to be an example to other women that you can have a family, you can be the backbone of that family, your career can be put on hold. There's always a career out there for you, and that it can be all yours. It really can. It just needs to go at a certain pace if you want it to go well. Yeah.